We have one job to do: save the world. Billy!
I'm curious, when they told you we're coming back for Shazam 2, and I know that they said it immediately, but it took a while. What was your guesses which way this story will go?
Well, I mean, it took a while mainly because we had 2 years of a pandemic that kind of slowed the process down. But listen, I mean, when they first told me we were going to make a sequel and they pitched me on the rough idea of the story, I was like, heck yeah, I'm in. Let's go. It was fantastic.
And they told you over then that the Helen Mirren will be one of the main villains?
No,
or?
we didn't know Helen would be. I mean, no, because this is very early on. I mean, the movie came out in early April, and by July, they were pitching me on what the next movie would be. So, I mean, it was great that we knew that early that we were going to be making one, and we knew kind of an idea what it was going to be. But we didn't know Helen at that point, and then the pandemic happened, and then you're kind of rolling out of that. But you couldn't have cast this any better. Helen Mirren, Lucy Liu, and Rachel Zegler are the perfect three women to be playing the daughters of Atlas.
To be honest, I would never bet that Helen will say yes for the superhero franchise to play actually a villain. That's why I was surprised when I heard that she is playing, and then I saw her on the screen. And I'm curious, how was it for you guys when you saw her in the costume being on the set?
I mean, from dame to goddess, you know what I mean? Like, by the way, oddly enough, it didn't surprise me. Excuse me. Oddly enough, it didn't surprise me at all that Helen would want to play a role like this, because the things that she does, at least in her career that you look at, I mean, she makes awesome choices and roles, and they differ. And she's a classically trained actor. Like she wants to dive in and embody a character, and this is such an awesome character. I mean, she's so powerful. So is Lucy. So is Rachel, and they all play them so deftly.
And I know that everybody is asking you for that, but why the zombies? Because you said that this is the thing that you want to fight with, and I know David is perfect in horror movies, so he will probably have fun with it. But why this?
Well, that's one of the reasons, to be honest. I mean, listen, the tone of our movie is it's family friendly, but not like for the littlest of kids, because there's a creepiness, there's a little macabre. It's like like Goonies almost. Like there's death is on the line. There's people, there's things, there's stakes. And there might even be like powers and things, right? All that lends itself toward zombie stuff. And you can do a really cool zombie movie in our tone of Shazam. And also, again, I've seen superhero teams fighting robots, and I've seen them fighting aliens a lot. And I think it would be really fun to do one where you're killing zombies.
All right, and when you heard that the main villain of Shazam is coming and receiving his own movie, because we all know when we were reading the comic books that Black Adam is the main villain for Shazam.
Yeah.
Weren't you a little bit afraid to stand in front of The Rock Johnson and say, like, I will kick your ass?
No, it's all make-believe. So I don't look at that and feel fear. You know what I mean? It was nice. I got to meet him on a red carpet, kind of a red carpet, yeah. But no, I mean, our characters are magical characters. So even though I am not nearly the size of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, that guy spends all of his waking hours in his gym and is ripped. The guy's so ripped. So if I were to fight a person of his size in real life, yeah, I probably wouldn't want to do that. But I'm not, we were playing characters.
And also, we see that this franchise is changing a little bit because James Gunn is taking over. And I'm curious, what is your approach for your character? Where do you want him to move more, except of the zombies?
Oh, gosh, I don't know. I mean, wherever. Listen, I mean, I've known Peter for quite a few years now because he's my boss producer on Shazam. And I've known James Gunn even longer. And I've always been a fan of what James does in his career. I think he's a really visionary, talented guy. So I'm just along for the ride. Wherever they feel like, I'm sure at some point we'll talk about stuff and I'll get to weigh in on some level, but I don't know. I have no idea where all this goes. You know, I just show up and try to be the best Shazam I can when that's my job.